Hi everyone, Cabela's pro staff member Darren McConnachie, and ice fishing is quickly approaching. Every angler has to know how to tie some great knots to enjoy a day on the hard water. Today I'm going to take you through some awesome fishing knots that are great for beginners all the way to experts. These will help you have a much better ice fishing season. This knot is known as the fisherman's knot or the clinch knot. It's a knot used for tying your line directly to your terminal tackle or lure. This is monofilament, works great with that, but works great with braid as well too. I take my main line, I'm gonna pull it through my eye. You always wanna give yourself a few inches of tag length to work. Pinch down on my hook. I'm gonna start wrapping my line around, trying to keep tension at the bottom to keep my wraps nice and tight. You can wrap it anywhere from 4 to 8 times. I'm gonna go 6 times here. 5, 6. Then you will have something that looks like this. Now, there should be a loop right at the bottom of your hook. You're gonna run your line back through the bottom of that loop, just like so. So now you'll have something that looks like a knot. I'm gonna take my tag end now, and I'm gonna run it back through the loop I just made. When you're tying knots, it's always a great idea to wet or moist your knot before you pull down on it. So I'm going to take both my ends here. I'm going to start pulling down on it. This is pretty strong mono, so I'm going to pull pretty tight on it. And you can see that that knot has now clinched all the way down to my hook. That is the clinch knot or the fisherman's knot. Clip your tag and you're ready to fish. This is a multi-species knot. This is the Albright knot. It's used to take your main braided line and attach it to a fluorocarbon leader. To start, you're going to take your fluorocarbon leader and make a nice loop in it. Giving yourself enough room for a tag end, pass your main braided line through. Once you've done that, you can pinch it down. And you're going to take your braided line and you're going to wrap it around your leader material 5 to 6 times. 2, 3, 4, 5. Then it will look something like that. Now you'll take your main line and you're going to wrap it back down the wraps you just made. Trying to wrap it down the same amount of times that you wrapped up in between the wraps. There's 5 times. Now I'm going to take my tag end and I'm going to pass it down through my loop back towards my main line. Now always moisten your knots before putting them in. Pull tight on it, pull tight on both ends, and you have a strong connection to your main line and your fluorocarbon material. Trim the ends, and this will pass through your guides very nicely during the ice fishing season. This is the Albright knot. This knot is the Palomar knot. This knot is used to tie your main line directly to your terminal tackle, your hooks or lures, and is commonly known as one of the easiest and quickest knots to tie. What you want to do is take your hook, your line, pass it through it, pull a nice fair amount through, because you are going to take it and pass it back through the hoop. Pull the line till you have a nice loop, and your doubled up main line. Now, what you're going to do is take your loop, and you are simply going to tie an overhand knot. Pass it down and around. You see the loop there? Take your loop, pass it through, pull it. It's going to go around your hook. Pass it through. Pull your knots so it's nice and snug to the eye of your hook or lure. And as always, you want to moist your knot before you pull down and clinch it. I'm going to skip that for this video, and I'm just going to pull on my tag ends there, making sure that it comes down nice and smooth and even on my hook. And I have a nice knot, very strong. It's a multi-species knot, very quick to tie out on the field. This is the Palomar knot. This knot is the Uni to Uni knot. It's used to take your main braided line and your fluorocarbon leader material to combine them together. First, run your lines parallel like this. Take your leader material and make a loop around your main braided line. Now, you want to take your tag end and pass it around both your main line and your fluorocarbon, wrapping it 4 to 6 times. There's 3. Passing it through each time, 4, 5, and 6 times. Now, you want to take your tag end and you want to pull, but as always, you would moisten your knot before pulling it. I will pull and it will cinch down onto my main line. Now I'm going to repeat the same steps. I'm just going to turn it around. I'm going to take my braided line, my main line now, and wrap it around my leader material. Make a loop like so. Now I wrap just like I did before, passing around both the braided line and the leader material. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 times, the same as I did on my other knot. It will look like this, and as always, you would moist your knot before pulling. Pull down, and it cinches right to it. Now, I have 2 knots that look very similar. To combine them together, I'm going to wet the material in between my knots and pull down all the way until the knots meet, and gently pull till they go nice and tight together. Of course, you would trim your tag ends there, and now you have a nice knot to pass through your fishing lines. This is the Uni to Uni knot to combine your main braided line to your fluorocarbon material.